What's up, you guys? Chet the Dream Poet here, coming to you all with day 159 of my vlogging experience here in the state of Florida. And for today's vlog, or as you all can tell, it's night outside. I just wanted to add this in real quick. What you all are about to see is a very, very special historical event in Jacksonville and Mandarin, Florida's history. I will let you all watch it. It's a very interesting ceremony. Some things I was not able to get, but it's a very, very beautiful, beautiful piece of history that is finally being changed and righted. So you guys, I'm going to let you all watch that. That's what I did for my day. I mostly went to work too. I got called in on my day off, but you know what? Hey, work builds character. So, y'all check this out.
Great is thy faithfulness, O Lord my Father. There is no shadow of turning within. All I have needed, thy hands have provided. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Oh, great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hands have provided. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.
All right.
Good morning. Please join me in welcoming Council Member Michael Boylan, District 6. Council Member Tommy Hazuri, at large, Group 3. There was someone else that was supposed to be. Okay, all right. Daryl Joseph, Director, Department of Parks, Recreation, and Community Service. Sandy Arpin, President, Mandarin Museum and Historical Society. Reverend Ernest Berriam, Light of the World Christian Church. Pastor Roger Williams, Philip R. Cousin, AME Church.
All right.
So my grandfather, Walter Anderson, was a lifelong Mandarin resident. He was born in 1922. His parents and his grandparents were born, raised, and died here in Mandarin. My granddaddy was educated in a schoolhouse here in Mandarin, and he graduated from Old Stanton High School. He was a patriot who served in World War II. He was a husband and father of 10. Yes. A civil servant who retired from the post office after 37 years of service. He was an active pillar in the community. He was a man of modest means who believed that education and hard work could supersede the limitations of segregation. Hence, that's why we're here today. Not because of segregation, but because of what he did. So my grandfather passed away in 2009. So during the time of segregation, like most places in America, black Americans in the Mandarin area were limited to places they could access. They congregated in a private field of a community member to play baseball, football, and just congregate. Once that location was no longer an option, there were no recreational facilities available to blacks in the community. There was a park in the area in 1955. However, blacks were not allowed to use those facilities due to segregation. My grandfather, Walter Anderson, saw a need in the community and donated these 4 acres where we're standing right now. And in the deed, he put to be used for park purposes only. So today's event will accurately reflect history as we rename this park.
God is in the midst of her. She shall not be moved. God shall help her, and that right early. The heathen raged. The king forced to cease unto the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and cuts the spear in sunder. He burns the chariot with fire. Be still and know that I
Our mission at Mandarin Museum and Historical Society is to tell stories, really. We tell the stories of the people and the events that came here before us and that made Mandarin. Kind of like Tommy was talking about, there were so many people who made Mandarin over the years, and they're all important. And part of our goal is to tell our triumphs, but also tell our failures, and to be inclusive of all peoples who contributed here. And so this is a point in our history of the museum that is very exciting for us, because we've been wanting to include African American history, and it wasn't so much until we got the schoolhouse. How many of y'all went to the opening of the schoolhouse? A lot of you did. If you were there, you would remember the Philip R. Cousin Choir leading the entire 400 people there to sing Lift Every Voice and sing and together, right? That was one of those moving things that I've ever been a part of. You remember Reverend Mosley there giving an invocation and talking about his experiences. And Dana spoke from her heart there, as she always speaks from her heart.
Amen.
And you remember Sam Burney ringing the bell of the schoolhouse before it opened to the public? Both of Sam's parents attended that schoolhouse. So Sam, when I see that picture of him, I always tell people, I said, he looks like he was 10 years old, not 85. He was so excited to ring that school bell in honor of his parents. And so that schoolhouse opened the door for us. It opened the door for us so that the African American story could start to be told. Now we are really moving on with that, and we're moving actually very quickly. We've got some wonderful board members who are going to help us now, and we're going to have a whole committee to work on that. When we expand our museum, we're going to have a section dedicated to Mandarin's African American history. And get this, was it yesterday, Karen? 2 days ago. 2 days ago, a bunch of us from the museum met with the commissioners of the Gullah Geechee Historic Preservation Corridor. And there is Gullah heritage here in Mandarin, and we are going to dig that up as well. So this is just the start, but what is happening today is another door opening for us. So I too thank everybody, both of you guys, obviously, and the city folks, and everybody who's been involved, Dana and Mike, their persistence to stick this out, and the whole family. We are so appreciative of your kindness and of your doing that. And I'll just end with saying that what I said at the public meeting at the City Council, and I said that renaming this park is not rewriting history. Everybody wants to talk about, oh, you're rewriting history. We're not rewriting history here today. It's about making history right and telling a history that deserves to be told. So God bless you all, and thank you for allowing us to be part of your journey.
All right.
So great to be here. Heard so much about Mr. Anderson. I didn't know Mr. Anderson, but I do know the Anderson family and what you stand for. My commitment to you all that's here today, we'll keep this park clean, we'll keep it safe,
and all of you, let's keep it activated. With that, I want to thank my team that helped get the park clean today. As Councilman Boylan mentioned, KB Homes has made a commitment to do some improvements at the park, so we're excited about that. So with that, help me keep this park clean. Thank you.
So I'm Sandy's husband, so I want you guys to give a warm welcome to Tracy as he give reflections about Mandarin as he was growing up. Good morning.
Morning.
In actually 4 more years, it'll be the 100th anniversary of my grandfather and my father and his family moving to Mandarin in 1923. They had a dairy farm in Springfield, had to herd the cows across the on the ferry. The story I like to tell, there was one bull who saw his reflection in the mirror of Furch's department store, which was on the corner of Bay and Main, charged the window, broke it, and they had to buy a new window for Furch's. But as it turns out, that wasn't the first ARPAN here. My great-great-uncle was here by 1880, because I just read yesterday where his home over south of Marbon Road was added to the National Register of Historic Places. But my father always said that though he got here in 1923, he was always treated as a newcomer because he didn't get there until 1923. And it's true that there were an awful lot of families here before him, including the Andersons and the Forresters and an awful lot of other families out in Mandarin. Growing up in Mandarin, we had ties to the Andersons and the Flynn's, but Walter's dad used to come down Loretta Road. We lived about a mile east of his house, and he'd bring his mule hitched to the wagon with the, I thought it was so funny that his wagon had car tires or truck tires on it, and he'd come down and unhitch it and hook up the plow, and I was amazed that this man following a mule could plow a furrow so straight you could have popped the chalk line on it. I mean, it was, I just thought that was one of the most amazing talents I'd ever seen in my life. But as I said at the city council, we had a lot of ties to the Flynn family too, but I was not at all conflicted in supporting this ordinance because it was simply the right thing to do. I mean, there was a time in the up until the end of the 60s when African Americans simply didn't have an opportunity to participate at the recreational facilities in Mandarin and elsewhere in Jacksonville. And my father, when he was in late teens, early 20s, he owned a truck, and because he owned the truck, he used to haul the African American ball team around Jacksonville to play other teams around town. He used to say he wasn't sure how firm their rules were, because sometimes when one team would get a few runs ahead, somebody would yell out, "Next inning's the last inning." And so I'm not sure how the team he hauled around, how regulated the league was. But that was a time when African Americans didn't have a ball field in Mandarin to play at. They didn't even have, for a long time, a ball field or a field to practice in. And Walter Anderson changed all that. His donation of land to the city, or the county back then, really made possible for African Americans to have a place to play and practice. And when I was growing up, we just, I guess at that time it may have been called Joe James Park, but we just all called it the black ball field or the colored ball field. It was just, it was known that that was what it was here for. And that was why Walter Anderson gave the land. And that's why passing the ordinance was the right thing to do, and why it was so rewarding to see all 19 council members sign on as co-sponsors and it passed the unanimously. I'm so grateful that Mike and Dana approached me about helping them with it. It was a pleasure to do so, and I'm just glad to see that today finally came to fruition. And also, I'd like to give an honorable mention to Karen Josie. And she's not here today, but she was with us from the start. She's a board member, and she was just as you would have. We call her one of the Dr. Anderson because she was a part of the family. She got irate, she got mad about things just like we did. So I just want to give honor to her because she was very instrumental and connecting us with different people, with different city councilmen and all that. So I just want to give her honor also. So right now we're gonna continue with reflections, and so
to come right here
all of my brothers and sisters to come right here.
Right here. Where you at?
Calvin? Calvin Raymond Josie.
Y'all got to give us credit for getting a little old.
Maybe 3, sis. My name is Yvonne, and I am the oldest daughter of Walter. These are all of my siblings. This is a result of Daddy that made all of this happen. We are so grateful to all of you all. That's the City Council, Mandarin Historical Society, all of you all, and all of you all that gave your support in 2015 when we initially started, Dana and Mike started this project. Once Dana and Mike dug in, they did not let go. So we cannot do anything but give them all the praise and all the glory. That they did an awesome job of doing this. So I'm going to let my siblings, we got a few minutes more than anybody else, but we're going to make it fast. But I just want to let you all know how much we appreciate you and how much we love you. There are so many extended family here. My husband David, my first cousins. It's so many of us here giving honor to this great affair. So I'm going to let each one of them introduce themselves respectively.
Hello, I'm Marie Anderson Taylor. I'm the youngest of the group. As you can see, I look young and pretty, don't I? In any case, thank you all so much for coming, and I'm pretty sure that my dad is smiling like nothing, wherever he's at, well, in heaven.
Y'all ready? You ready with your cameras? Ready to go live on Facebook? Ladies and gentlemen,
1, 2, 3.
Three. Huh. Never had Fago. It's pretty good. What? What'd you think? Oh, that was awesome. Well, okay, guys. Now that I am finally back at the boat, I'm taking it easy. I'm resting. It's been a long day. And yeah, I'm just ready to call it a night. I'm stuttering. That goes to show that I need my rest. So you guys, thank you all for tuning in on this special vlog for today. It was a good day. So y'all, I'm calling it a night. Remember, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. That will keep you updated in my life here in the state of Florida on the daily. As well, stay posted, stay tuned, keep in touch with me at Dream Poet at Facebook, as well as my Instagram in the links below. Thank you all for the love and support. I love you all very much. Peace, guys.